Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got a ton of new stuff to go over. New starter Pokemon hints have dropped for Pokemon Legends EA. We also have some potential release date leaks for the Nintendo Switch 2 as well. Rumors to cover, a lot of things to break down today. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's go over these new Legends EA starter hints. So this was an image that dropped on a pretty respectable retailer site. It was posted originally by JD Locks, saying Pokemon EA starters seemingly leaked by Mighty Ape, a New Zealand retailer. So this is a shop in New Zealand, I assume, and they sell various different Pokemon merchandise, and they have Pokemon Legends EA here. And then next to that logo, they have 3 starter Pokemon, being Snivy, Fennekin, and also Mudkip as well. So people have seen this and started saying that potentially these could be the starter Pokemon for Legends EA. In my opinion, it's definitely not. These are the most 3 random starters they could pick. Maybe not so much Snivy. Like, if we don't get the Generation 6 starters as the actual starters for this game, Snivy, I think, is definitely in the front seat for the grass type starter. But in regards to Fennekin and Mudkip, starting off with Fennekin, why would they drop a Generation 6 starter in the Gen 6 game and then not have the other 2 as well? It just doesn't really make any sense. Like, why would they go with Fennekin, not Froakie and Chespin? So for me, it can't be Fennekin unless all of the starters are the Generation 6 starters. And then with Mudkip, it already has a Mega Evolution. So that's also very unlikely to be one of the starters. I understand that Torchic has a good chance of being a starter, and obviously that's already got a Mega Evolution. But that does have a little bit more of a chance of being a starter just simply because it's based on a rooster, which is the national animal of France. Whereas Mudkip doesn't really have any sort of relevance in Pokemon Generation 6 or Kalos or anything like that. So apart from Snivy, the other 2 starters don't really seem likely at all. So I think they've literally just grabbed 3 random starters off the internet, popped them on there, and then that's that. Like, I don't know why the retailer would know this information before anybody else. We do also have Centro here saying that's just a random fan art, probably some intern of the store put together in 5 minutes. The actual starters, they are saying, are the Kalos starters. Again, we don't know that they are the actual starters. We think they are because of the image. Again, that's just, I think, Centro League jumping the gun again, which is obviously what they usually do. But again, we think it's going to be these, but at the end of the day, we don't know until obviously the game is, we get a bit more information about the game. But with these 3, I don't think it's them at all. I fail to believe that these would be the 3 that they would go with in the end. It just doesn't really make any sense. It's either going to be 3 random ones or the 3 Generation 6 starters. So yeah, if you do see this image kind of flying around and stuff, obviously an excellent spot by JD Locks. And if the stars were a little bit different, maybe it would have had a little bit more credibility, I guess. But I think we can kind of shut this one down pretty quick. But either way, still fun to speculate about. Could be the stars. We obviously don't know. But at the end of the day, very, very unlikely. So that's that. Moving on, we do have some Nintendo Switch 2 potential release date announcement leaks to go over. This is all taken from various, I want to say, credible sources, but obviously some of them are more credible than others. But either way, we're starting off with Nintendo Talk saying, source, Nintendo to reveal Nintendo Switch 2 in January. This is coming from a major third-party developer contact I have. Here's what they say about the console. So they said, get ready to play modern AAA offerings on your Nintendo Switch system in 2025. So this is a source from, like I say, a major third-party developer. So obviously a developer that works relatively closely with Nintendo. And they're saying, you know, that it's going to get announced in January, basically. And I mean, the third-party companies need it to get announced so they can start promoting the games they're making for it. Because whilst it's not been announced, like, they can't really say anything. Obviously, there's been a load of leaks about it from different manufacturers that are creating different kind of physical things for the Switch 2, like Joy-Con grip thingies or whatever, Switch cases. But in terms of the games, they can't really do anything until the Switch 2's out or has been announced or anything like that. So it's a little bit unfortunate from obviously their point of view, but we have that. And we also have Stealth talking about this as well, saying an official reveal of Switch 2 in January. Nintendo carried the Switch to success during the first year. Third-party support for Switch 2 should be very strong right out of the gate. And then they say, amusing, Nintendo wanted no part of the Game Awards with regards to the Switch 2's launch plans. There's a chance Switch will pass 150 million units sold in January too. At least the Switch has a bunch of cool games in 2025 to close out this historic era for Nintendo. And then we also have Samus Hunter kind of talking about this as well. Again, Samus Hunter is... They're a little bit all over the place. Obviously, they did get a lot of things right in the past. I think they disappeared for like a year, and now they've come back with some more information every now and again recently. But yeah, their sources, I don't really know if they have a source or they're just piggybacking off what other people said or whatever, but they are very hit and miss. But anyway, they're also kind of jumping on the bandwagon about this, saying third-party studios have been waiting for the new generation to be able to release their games on Nintendo. And I'm not just talking about porting from PS4, but also the current generation. Think of BioWare, From Software, or CD Projekt, but also Japanese studios like Namco and Atlus. So they're saying basically that games from BioWare, From Software, CD Projekt, and then also Namco and Atlus are all going to be making games for the Nintendo Switch 2. At least I think that's what she's saying. It looks like that anyway. But again, obviously take what she says with a grain of salt because, you know, she has been right in the past. She's been wrong in the past. So I'll just let you guys sit on that and then think of that what you will. We also have a Reddit post about this as well, kind of also reconfirming that there's obviously going to be some sort of mid-January announcement. So Notorious Switch 2 PS5 Pro leaker corroborated the mid-January reveal leak by Samus Hunter 2 several days ago. So on December the 15th, 2024, 2 days before the Nintendo Insider, Samus Hunter 2 mentioned a possible Switch 2 reveal before around the mid-January of next year. So that's obviously that link. And then the infamous insider, Moisty Charlie, which is still a weird name to say, but on the GTA 6 Discord server mentioned a reveal date for the Switch 2 and stated the initial reveal was delayed due to supply chain issues. And then Charlie has previously accurately leaked the reveal date of PS5 Pro and the announcement of Nintendo Alamo. He later claimed all he heard was new Nintendo hardware getting announced and not specifically Switch 2. In hindsight, we now know that hardware was the Alamo, because I think that's... He said that there was going to be like an announcement in September or some sort of announcement in October, whatever. He kind of backtracked though after that and said it was actually just Nintendo software. So obviously it was the Alamo that he'd heard about, but he kind of jumped the gun and said it was the Switch 2. But obviously he was wrong about that. It was obviously the Alamo. I mean, fair play. Obviously I'm not like trying to defend them here because they were wrong. But at the end of the day, when the Switch 2 is like so close to being announced and you hear something about some Switch stuff or some Nintendo stuff getting announced soon, you'd probably think it's the Switch 2. You wouldn't go to like an alarm clock because no one really expected that. So you can kind of give them the benefit of the doubt, which is why they jumped the gun, but obviously they were still wrong at the end of the day. But they did get it right that something did get announced around that time. But still has a somewhat questionable reliability and is yet to clearly state what his connections to the industry are. Below is a compilation of his previous leaked statements. So it should be noted that the Switch 2 comes in 2 SKUs. Leak has been confirmed in a Q&A with an individual that got his hands on a retail Switch 2. So obviously that's the one that we're talking about quite a bit recently. And also, Next Handheld has recently cited January 11th as the reveal date. Notably, the citation happened several days after Charlie's initial reveal date leak. So the 11th of January is it's a Saturday, which is a bit of a weird day. Bit of a weird day for it to be announced on, but yeah, January 11th apparently is the reveal date, according to Next Handheld. So we'll have to wait and see if that ends up being true. But yeah, Saturday's really weird. I don't know. I mean, we have had like other kind of things and events on the weekends, but usually with Nintendo and things like that, it's usually in the week. But I don't know. Look, they've been really weird with announcements and stuff lately. That it could be any day for all I know. But anyway, that's all the Switch 2 stuff that I wanted to cover. So 11th of January, that's the kind of date we're looking forward to at the moment. But let me know your thoughts on all this as well. And then also, what are your thoughts on the Legend ZA start hints? Finishing things off for today's video, we do have another rumor to go over. This was posted on Friday on 4chan, and it just says, want some info. I do want some info, but this is probably wrong. Posted by Anonymous. Again, on 4chan, take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, I have to say it every video because people still think that, you know, I'm saying this is legitimate info when I'm not. It's literally a rumor. It's on 4chan. Take it with a grain of salt, please. Anyway, want some info, posted by Anonymous. Says 5th of January, new Generation 9 Legendary Raid event. So The 5th of January, I believe, is when the Rayquaza event and the Mass Outbreak event ends. So usually we do get new raid announcements on the Sunday/Monday, depending on your time zone. So that would kind of align. But another legendary raid event, I don't know who they'd do next, unless they did like... Because they can't do a Gen 6 legendary because they're not in the game, unless obviously they port it into the game, but that's very, very unlikely. So they could redo like Mewtwo maybe, or they could just do a completely different legendary. They could maybe just go through Snacksworth's legendary roster, maybe, who knows. But apparently the 5th of January is going to have a new Generation 9 legendary raid event. I personally don't think it's going to happen. I think we're just going to go back to whatever. Like, maybe they do the reruns of the starters, who knows. Then says there's going to be a new ZA trailer on the 9th of January. So that is that the Thursday, right? Because obviously that's 4 days after. Yeah, so it's a Thursday. Again, could be. We don't know if we're going to get a trailer in January. There's been a lot of rumors regarding it. Obviously, Riddler Coup said he was going to happen. I think this is kind of make or break for Riddler Coup, because if we don't get a January trailer, I think his source is just wrong now, because he hasn't been right about anything in regards to Legend ZA. Fair play, we haven't had any information about Legend ZA, so it's hard to say if he is right or wrong, but well, he did say we were going to get a trailer in October and it got pushed back. Fair play, it probably did get pushed back because of the Terror leak. We now know that the game itself was pushed back from 24 to 25, so wouldn't surprise me if the game was also pushed back, the trailer should I say. But yeah, I mean, they are pretty confident that it's going to be in January, so if we don't get a January trailer, then and he comes out and says, oh, it got pushed back to Pokemon Day, I think he's just kind of getting away with it a little bit, and I think that is probably not the end of him, but like a lot of what he says is going to lose a ton of credibility until he starts getting things right. Like, obviously he's been right about Generation 9 stuff, which is fair enough. I'm not denying that at all. He got the Rayquaza raid event, everything. He got the mythical event correct. But maybe his source only knows about Gen 9 stuff. Like, his source hasn't correctly got anything about Legend ZA right. So we'll have to wait and see. But either way, apparently 9th of January is when we're going to get this trailer. So 9th of Jan, we're going to get the ZA trailer. And then the 11th of Jan, we're going to get the Switch 2 reveal, apparently, according to these sources. It says we're going to see the starters, which, again, you'd expect to see. Some gameplay and one new Mega Evolution, which... yeah, I mean, it says 1 minute 30 seconds long. I absolutely love that to be the trailer. You know, a new Mega that we can talk about, gameplay we can kind of break down, and obviously see the starters. And then we also get a trailer the month after as well in Pokemon Day. So, yeah, I'd be absolutely happy with that. 1 minute 30 is absolutely fine. No release date yet, so I don't know if they mean they've not got the release date yet, or that means there's no release date in that trailer. And then it says trailer the 27th of Feb, so obviously Pokemon Day, new ZA trailer, and it says new Mega Evolutions, new Legendary, and new characters. So more new Mega Evolutions. The new Legendary would be potentially this A Legendary that people think we're going to see, and then also new characters as well. So maybe, again, it depends when this game is set. If it is set in the past, then obviously it'll be Ancestors. If it's set in the future, it'll be like Descendants, whatever. But yeah, apparently going to be seeing some new characters as well. And then it says the release date is actually revealed. So, right, we're not going to get the release date in January, but then we're going to get the release date in February, which I think is very likely, especially if the game does come out like early-ish 2025. If it comes out like May, June time, a release date in February sounds very, very likely. And then it also says Gen 10 revealed for 2026. So obviously that's the 30th anniversary. It's set in Greece. The starter Pokemon are going to be revealed. They don't say what the starters are. And then they say it shows gameplay running on the Switch 2, and it looks great. And then that is all. So, again, I think, apart from the dates, I think a lot of this is very self-explanatory. We probably will get a new raid event. I don't think it's going to be legendary. We are probably going to get a trailer in January, according to Riddler Coup. It is probably going to show starters gameplay. Maybe not the new Mega. And it probably will be about 1 minute 30 long, and it probably won't have the release date. And then we are going to get the big trailer in Feb, which is probably going to show new Megas, potentially new Legendary, new characters. The release date probably will get revealed. Generation 10 is very up in the air whether that's going to get revealed, because, as I say, if this game does come out before August 2025, then what are we going to have in that August Presents? If we get one, obviously we didn't get one this year. That might have been because the game got pushed back. It probably was. But if we don't get Generation 10 announced in February next year, and then Legend ZA comes out before August, what are they going to drop in the August Presents? Like, obviously they have stuff for mobile games like Pocket, yada yada yada. But in terms of actual mainline Pokemon games, they wouldn't have anything. Where if they announce Generation 10, they can announce that in February, drop ZA around May, June. have the August Presents Generation 10 stuff in that, Generation 10 stuff in February 2026 for Pokemon Day, and then obviously Gen 10 comes out in 2026. But we'll have to wait and see. But either way, let me know your thoughts on this post here, and then also, what are your thoughts on the Switch 2 stuff? Do you think it's going to get revealed on the 11th of Jan? Again, the Saturday is just a bit of a weird one for me, but let me know your thoughts on that. Thank you for watching though. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Leave a comment with your thoughts. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.